It was a classic. If you guys watched it last night, USA, Venezuela, Bryce Harper hit a go-ahead. No, I'm sorry, a tying two-run bomb in the eighth inning. Electric. Bat flip was amazing. Energy was amazing. It feels like a higher stage than the World Series with how much on every pitch matters. In the first inning, the crowd was going crazy. That home run, the crowd went crazy. When Venezuela took the lead in the ninth on Suarez, am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm. Sounded beautiful.
Okay. Had the go-ahead hit. And then when they closed it out in the bottom of the ninth, energy was wild. It was really cool to see. The semis were great to see as well. Italy made a run. I told you guys earlier, it's not apple pie in baseball, but it's calzones in baseball now.
I love that
is here to stay.
Woo!
They had one Major League Baseball All-Star on the whole team. And they beat the USA in the preliminaries. And they almost made the finals. They were winning in the semis before they got knocked off. But getting a door prize for the semis, $125.
Okay.
This is World Series atmosphere. Every pitch matters. It reminded me of the Olympics watching the finals for the hockey game. The electric energy and 125 to get in the door. It's amazing.
Yeah.
260 was the USA versus Dominican Republic semis. And then they get in the door for the championship game, 400. I would spend that.
Yeah. 400's get D. And one of the things about Miami is they do have a beautiful stadium. That is a really cool stadium. It's cool to see fans in it for a change.
Yes.
You know,
it was packed house. Yeah.
And I mean, two-time World Series champion, Miami Marlins, by the way. So, you know, it's not like they don't have a pedigree to the stadium, but it was really cool to see what that stadium could look like when you bring the juice.
Marlins, like you said, they allow their season ticket members early access to get those tickets.
W.
Yeah, big W. Cool. They gave them, let me get the date here, July 8th of last year, they went on sale for Miami Marlins season ticket members. They went on sale to the public January of this year. So they had a solid, half a year to get tickets before it went on sale to the public.
So whoever's idea that was, as we build this Ticket Wire Hall of Fame, that's going, like we've talked about the statues and the plaques and all of that for the Ticket Wire Hall of Fame, probably going to locate it in Dickinson. Like that's probably where we'll put up shop.
Yep.
Whoever's idea that was with the Miami Marlin organization is maybe not first ballot, but they're definitely in consideration for the Ticket Wire Hall of Fame because that's somebody with the organization who gets it. Like, hey, let's take care of our people, right?
Well, and on Twitter, I didn't see any. I saw a couple people talk about it. I didn't see any backlash from the organization. I saw somebody sell their tickets at a profit. You know, I mean, which is fine. They didn't charge more than $400. You could have priced it whatever you wanted.
Not all profiting is gouging.
Yeah, exactly. Now, profit's not a bad word.
Right.
Yeah, they went above breaking even, and they said, the guy I was talking to on Twitter, he sent his son down there for the games pretty much for free by selling other tickets. He had 6 tickets, sold 4 of them, and then his son pretty much got to see the World Baseball Classic for free.
And no Miami Marlins season ticket holder is making a dime. Okay, that's not happening. Yeah, they're not profiting off tickets. Period. They're losing money year in, year out if that's what they're going to try to do. So, yeah, I'm not too upset about this because that's not a hot ticket.
Yeah, that was a gamble though. Say you buy tickets way back in the summer, and say you buy it for the championship game, and the U.S. doesn't make it, or the team that you're following doesn't make it. I'm sure you can resell them, but say it was Italy versus Canada, you might have a tougher time, reselling them in Miami.
Yeah.
Nice Italy jab, Corey, after Shawn puts them
nothing,
out there.
Nothing against Italy or
geographical is what Corey's referring to.
Right. Yes, thank you. Exactly.
I still felt like it was a shot. I feel like it was a shot at Shawn's beloved Italian baseball squad that that he's loved for a long time.
Well, I threw the Canadians in there too, and as you know, I'm a big fan of Canada. So
A lot to love in the land of the loony and the toonie. But yeah, I think that's really, it's an interesting thing with the World Baseball Classic. You know, it does bring some juice. It tends to bring the juice more with the other countries than it does America, which is really cool to see. And I've been pondering this ever since you introduced this segment, Shawn. You know, you've kind of heard the players talk about like the electricity of it and whatever. I've kind of been wondering, do these Major League Baseball players deserve an Olympic type experience with what they already get year in, year out with their salaries? And I mean, an Olympic athlete, they earn that accolade every 4 years with what they put in to get one shot at it. It feels like Major League Baseball players get a lot of shots. They get a lot of opportunities and they make just egregious amounts of money. For the fans, I'm for this. For the global fans or whatever, hearing Major League Baseball players kind of talk about how they don't feel this electricity like playing in the World Series and all of that stuff, I don't feel bad for them.
They should join the World Baseball Classic. Join Team Italy. Team Great Britain. Team Great Britain is full of like single A and double A players. And they're knocking off teams. That's the best part about it. These double A players are knocking off teams that are filled with Aaron Judge and Bryce Harper. That's wild.
yeah, and so Chris, are you thinking that we should not allow major league players and just have it be kind of like minor leaguers, college players, things like that?
It more speaks to like kind of what I would call a little bit of crying about it. You know, there's no crying in baseball. Well, like hearing them kind of say like, well, how come it's not like this, you know, in these other big games or whatever? Why don't we have this electric environment all the time? It's like, well, that's kind of a bet of your making in some ways, you know. You already get enough. Like I love when Olympic athletes, like with Alyssa Liu, like the love she's getting from the Bay Area right now, I'm for it. Because it's every 4 years you finally get it. And it takes day in, day out dedication and whatever. They just put up the second mural of her in Oakland and it's awesome. You know? So like for these players, I don't think that I don't see them deserving that kind of electric environment. Like I don't feel like they've earned it. And I do kind of feel like I get why the price gouging, and I know it's not just players. I know it's ownership too, and I know it's the organization as well, right? Like not just one entity deserves the ire. But that's like kind of in like listening to it talk. It's like, and just again, I'm going to circle back to what I said. It feels like it's a bet of your own making. If there's not an electric environment, if people are getting priced out, I kind of feel like you built this, you deserve it. And to see like other countries kind of get to enjoy that electricity and that thing, I'm happy for them.
Yeah, no, I think that's an interesting point. And I could get behind that notion that because it used to be that way, right? Where it wasn't major league players and they used to have the college players and kind of the minor leaguers and things like that. And yeah, I like that notion.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be good for ratings. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Sure.
No, I love watching the best players in the world play against each other in March.
True.
This is spring training. We're a couple months away from primetime baseball, like peak season baseball. So getting it now, love it. I love baseball year round, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that I do like about it, and full transparency, I was rooting Team USA throughout the entirety of the tournament. I just can't not like it. It's ingrained in my DNA. Like I'm happy for Venezuela, and I love their passion. So like I admired the passion of the other fans. I was like, I love it, and you deserve that. At the end of the day, like I'm cheering red, white, and blue through and through. You know, it's just when they do the press and like they kind of talk about these different things, that's when I'm getting real cringy. You know, that's when I'm like, oh, okay. Like that's the part where I don't feel bad for you on that front. Did I cheer for you to win? 100%.
Okay.
I wanted to beat Venezuela yesterday. It's just, yeah, it's like cheering against Rocky. Apollo Creed was awesome. A heck of a human being.
What if the entire 49er roster was playing for Team Canada in the Canada versus USA football game?
In this most hypothetical of hypotheticals, okay, it's still
Who'd you
America.
cheer for?
It's America through and through.
Okay.
It's
So
red,
that's
white,
kind
and
of going for
blue.
Venezuela because they had a Rocky, nice. They had a Rockies and a Blue Jay, and USA did not have as many Rockies and Blue Jays. So I'm more of a Blue Jays Rockies fan first, and then my country follows.
I'm with
All
you
right.
on that one. Yep.
I understand that logic. And like I can't really explain my perspective either, to be real with you guys. Like it is funny.
You do serve for America, so it makes sense.
We all love America.
Yeah.
It was American Legion baseball that these fellas played, right? Am I right? That's where this
I'm not against America. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of borders, so I'm just like, whatever. Like, if you're in Italy, that's cool. If you're touching another country, that's cool. Like, I mean, it's good baseball.
Well, and I also feel like I hope every other country feels the same way I do. That's the weird thing to me when it comes to like these events and whatever, is I was like, no, I don't think better than. I just love it the most. And I hope you love your country and feel like your country's the best as well. Like that's not it. It's just because like I'm all about where I'm at. It's always weird to me when people feel like, yeah, but say we're the best. But say we're the best, whatever. And you and I go back and forth on California and North Dakota all the time, Shawn. And I know like it's two states of varying whatever, but I genuinely hope people feel the same way about their country. I'm not threatened by that. I think that's wonderful. You should feel that way. That's
a great way to put it. I like that.
Greatness is the standard when it comes to the Ticket Wire podcast. Yeah, I would have gone, being a baseball fan, like to your point, Shawn, being a baseball fan, that would have been a cool environment. That would have been a really cool environment. I do think they built this tournament into something special. Whether or not in baseball you can have a 2-week tournament and determine who's best, it's baseball is such a strange game, with how long the season is and all that, which go ahead.
Hockey is the same way.
Fair.
The Olympics, you're saying in every 4 years, that's the best team because of a 1-week tournament?
I still feel like, again, red, white, and blue through and through, I still feel like the country of Canada produces the best hockey teams and the best hockey players. Okay.
If we did talk about America, what state do you think produces the best hockey players and hockey teams?
Massachusetts is really doing some things.
That's true.
It's fair that Massachusetts. I do know that the captain of the U.S. hockey team hails from the Bay Area. I know that that's a thing. I know that Austin Matthews, who did grow up in Arizona, but I do know that he was his origin story starts in this fine Bay Area that I call home, which I'll never let you forget. We got this guy growing up out here in a big way. He's not playing for the America, but this Macklin Celebrini character.
Yeah.
What a character. Minnesota, Shawn. Minnesota is the state of hockey. Minnesota, yeah, I had to take like the detour to give you what you've been, the gold for which you panned.
Nice.
Yeah.
In the Golden State.
Yeah, I think, going back to baseball, I think when you're trying to find the best team, I think you have to have a series because baseball, it's built on starting rotation. So any one team can beat any other team on any given night if their best pitcher happens to be going against your number 3 starter, or whatever. But over the course of a series, you should be able to figure out who the best team is because you have to go through the entire pitching rotation.
Yeah, I like that.
Corey's 100, batting 1,000 with his wise words there. I'm in agreement. I'm in on the World Baseball Classic though for what we saw this year, and I mean even with a couple of notes that I do feel like are important to discuss. You're right, Shawn. It was a great environment. It was excellent baseball. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. And it would be electric.
Yep.
Yep. Great environment. It would have been something to behold. So, and at those prices, I'm not paying 400. I am paying 125. I'm paying 125 to go to those initial stages and whatever. Once you get into the $400 mark, that's where you probably lose me. But for the most part, I'm in on the World Baseball Classic. Corey?
I'm out.
Woo!
So at those prices, I think it would be fun to go. It's not necessarily my thing, to be honest. Would have been fun. I'm not paying that kind of quiche though. That's a little too much for me. So I'm
All
out.
right. Shawn?
I'm all in. Yeah. If I can get a package deal, like, hey, you can attend these 4 games for $600. Yeah, I'm in. Championship at 400. Yeah, I'm in. It was too much fun last night. Hindsight, watching the energy. Yeah,